Hello, my friends. How you doing? I'm back here with another episode of the Flipgrid Fever. We have had such wonderful success taking a look at Flipgrid, and many of you are finding some real good value and application within Flipgrid. So we've done these first 5 parts. We hosted a getting started webinar, and a lot of you have emailed back with some phenomenal questions. I've done some sessions with you. I've seen some great applications. So we're going to take some time to look at a few other bells and whistles that Flipgrid provides that maybe you haven't had time to explore or think about because you were spending time just getting started, just getting your feet wet. So let's take a look at 2 of these ideas here in part 6. And actually what we're going to focus on is creating a vibe, which is right up that way, and how to create a featured response. So we're going to combine 2 of these elements in this video today. So here I am. I'm gonna kick out of here real quick. Here I am. I'm in my grid. This is just a test grid that I have, so I apologize for this terrible graphic. And when you're working with your kids and your students, and you start to get some good comments and video responses, sometimes you don't want to spend a whole lot of time with a lot of comments. Maybe you just want the kids to know. You want the other kids to know that there's something pretty amazing on here. And that's where this leave a vibe thing is. So it's easy to overlook if you're just getting used to it. But what leave a vibe does, it gives you 16 characters to put in a message. So I could put bodacious. And this is going to then be shown on the top of this video response by a student, or maybe it's one of your colleagues, however you're using your Flipgrid. The beauty of it is that when I update this response now, this is going to be there. And not only can the student see it, but everybody who has access to the video can see it. So this just it flares it up. It makes it look nice. It lets them know that you saw it. Lets other people know that you think it's pretty groovy. And it's just a quick little way to give some positive feedback, a nice little comment that everybody can see. And so as you're starting to create these collaborative spaces and these safe learning environments, this is a quick little way to just throw some comments in there. Now, obviously, if you have your things moderated where other kids can't see the work and things like that, the other students aren't going to be able to see the vibe, so keep that in mind. But if you had it where you're just giving conversations and someone has a really good statement or they have a really good, cool little stop animation they've made or whatever it might be, you could just put that vibe there. Now, the other thing, so I'm going to go ahead and X out of there. I'm going to come back to it. The other thing that you can do that's really awesome, say you have a student that is asking an amazing question. So I know my wife, as well as many educators, are now creating these weekly Flipgrid channels where kids can ask questions and you can give answers to the help or just things about how they're feeling. Or maybe you're doing a current event in social studies, or you're having kids show all the different ways in which to solve a problem in math, whatever your topic might be. And let's say that you have a student who gives either a really great question that you want to give an answer to that you want every kid to know about and every kid to hear. Maybe it's something where it's a question that you're getting over and over again, so as opposed to answering it over 17 times, maybe it's something where a kid has a really amazing insight and you want others to see that and hear that. Or maybe it's something that the conversation, you're doing a book study, whatever it is that you're doing, or read aloud, things like that, and a video response is now the next step in the learning journey. So however you want to use this. So let's say this video here that my wife has put together for a math thing is really good. And this is something that I want every kid to hear, for them to hear how student Amanda here has solved this math problem. So what you can do is I can go here to this star and I can make it a featured response. Now check this out. As soon as I click that star and it's red, okay, what's going to happen now is this is going to be a featured response and it's going to be posted now towards the top. And let me see if I can find one maybe with some more so you can see the context for how this works. It puts the featured response to the very top for other kids to see. Okay, so let's go to this show and tell where we've been doing a show and tell celebrating many educators sharing some incredible work. Okay, so I know Carrie Ann's video has really resonated with a lot of people. So let me go ahead and click that. You can see there that was the third one down. Now, if
Hi,
I
I'm
were
Kirianne van
to
der Merwe, and I'm
star
from
this,
Johannesburg, South Africa.
now check this out. It's going to make it a featured one, and it's going to move it to the top and as a featured video for students. See there at the top. So then, if I am a student accessing this particular Flipgrid, I can put those there at the very top for people to see. They can see the star. They let them know that that's important. That's a really good one, and then they can see the replies down below. Now, why this is important? Say you're doing some great work this year, and next year you want to reuse one of these grids. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can reuse, you can duplicate these and make these things happen. So check this out. So let's say that next year I want to duplicate this topic right here. And I go to duplicate this. I want to use this again. I'm going to get an option. I can put it wherever I want. Say I want to add it to the test grid. Say it's my 2022 school year, whatever. And I can choose what I want to keep. And I can choose to put only the topic or only featured responses. So now what this means is I could have my emojis, my assignment, my focus video, everything that I want. Say we're going to do this book conversation on a book that we're reading or a short story, and it's all created. I could duplicate it, put it into a new grid. Then I could also keep the featured responses. So maybe I want to keep a couple model example of how kids should respond. I have a student that responded really well or asked really good questions. I could feature those and have those available so kids could look at those to see like, oh, this is how I'm supposed to do it. So it's just a really great way as we start to think about long term, because I think a lot of you are going to see the value of Flipgrid not just for remote teaching and learning, but also for just daily classroom, station rotation, that type of thing. All right, so I hope that you have found this helpful as we took a look at how amazing it is to put a cool little vibe and how we can feature a video for other people to see it by placing it up at the top by that little star feature. All right, my friends, let me know what questions, thoughts, and ideas you have. More importantly, how could you use these tool features within your own classroom? What I want you to do is if you have a really good idea in the Flipgrid Geeking PD, if you're in the Google Classroom, it's going to be linked. But however you're accessing this on YouTube, the link will be down in the show notes. Leave a video response here for part 6 in terms of let me know how you could use vibes or feature responses within your classroom. How could these features be helpful to you? All right, my friends, as always, stay awesome. Peace.